Hello kids, hope that your time at home is treating you well. Today we're going to do a few science facts. We're going to talk about space and our solar system. So I'm going to hold up a card and I'm going to read you a couple of facts about each of the objects on the card. So let's get started. So first of all, we have Mercury. Mercury is the first planet from our sun and is the smallest planet in our solar system. It was named after the Roman messenger of the gods, and it is rocky and heavily cratered. Next, we have Venus, which, as you might have guessed, is the second planet from our sun. It is the sixth largest planet in our solar system, and it was named after the Roman goddess of love. It is the brightest planet in the sky, and it is covered by clouds that can trap heat, so it stays at 864 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't go there for summer vacation. This one you might recognize. This is Earth, where we live, the third planet from the sun. It is the fifth largest planet in the solar system and is the only known planet with life forms and liquid water, as you all know because you live here. Next we have Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the sun, and you may have started to notice a trend here. Mars is the second smallest planet in the solar system. It was named after the Roman god of war, and it's called the red planet because the soil there is red. It has frozen polar caps just like the north and south poles of Earth. Next up is Jupiter, which is the fifth planet from our sun. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and it was named after the Roman king of the gods. Jupiter has a giant spinning storm known as the Great Red Spot that has been observed for more than 300 years. Some of you might recognize this here. This is Saturn, sixth planet from our sun, the second largest planet in our solar system. It has thousands of rings. They're made up of billions of rocks and ice particles. Galileo Galilei was the first person to view Saturn through a telescope in 1610. Next up we have Uranus, the seventh planet from our sun, and the third largest in the solar system. All of its moons are named after Shakespearean characters, and it was discovered in 1781 by William Herschel. Now, Neptune is the eighth planet from our sun. It is the fourth largest planet in the solar system. It was discovered in 1846 by Johann Galli and was named after the Roman god of the sea. Now here we have Pluto, and Pluto is now called a dwarf planet, so they don't call it a real planet anymore. It's the second largest dwarf planet in our solar system. It was once known as the smallest, most distant planet in the solar system until it was recategorized as a dwarf planet. Now this is our moon, and the technical name for the moon is Luna. So this is our only moon that we know of, and there have been several attempts to visit the moon and a couple of successful attempts. This is our sun. It is one of millions of stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and it is the closest star to Earth. 1,300,000 Earths could fit inside the sun, which is made up of helium and hydrogen. So going a little further out, here we have the Milky Way, which is our galaxy. So this is where our whole solar system is. It's often simply called a galaxy, although there are many galaxies in the universe, but it is the galaxy that includes our solar system, as I mentioned. It looks like a beautiful starry spiral with many arms. The arm in which we live is called the Sagittarius arm. Now here we have our whole solar system, and solar means of the sun. So a solar system includes all the planets and natural satellites like moons that orbit a sun. Our solar system includes all the planets we just talked about, our sun and our moon, and several dwarf planets. Now here is a picture of a space shuttle. The first space shuttle, Columbia, made its first flight in 1981, and Atlantis was the final flight in 2011. So we don't use these anymore, but overall there were Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. This is a picture of the Hubble Space Telescope. This is a satellite that orbits the Earth and takes pictures of things millions and millions and millions of miles and light years away. So here we have the International Space Station, And sometimes if you look up in the sky at night and you see something bright that seems to be moving, you might be looking at the International Space Station. It orbits 230 miles above Earth, and it can be seen with the naked eye. It orbits once every 92 minutes at 17,239 miles per hour. Now this is the Lunar Roving Vehicle, or a moon buggy, and this is what astronauts used when they went to the moon to drive around so they didn't have to walk as far. Its top speed is 8 miles per hour. It weighs 463 pounds and it runs on electricity. Now we're going to go over a couple of constellations here. So this is Orion. This is known as the Hunter. It's one of the most recognized constellations. And if you use your imagination, you can see the torso of a hunter in the stars, with the 3 stars at the waist forming Orion's belt. Some of you might recognize this guy. This is the Big Dipper. It has a lot of different names. In England and Ireland, it's known as Starry Plough. In Germany, it's known as Great Wagon or Cart. In Finland, it's known as Oktava, which means salmon net. And there are many other names for it. Here we have its little brother, the Little Dipper. Little Dipper is made up, it's also called Ursa Minor, which is Little Bear, and the North Star is also a part of the Little Dipper. So for thousands of years, sailors and travelers in the northern hemisphere have looked into the night sky to find the Little Dipper. And last but not least, we have a black hole. So when a star dies, it collapses. As all of its matter is pulled with a strong gravitational force toward its core, the intense heat and force fuses all of the electrons and protons and neutrons into a neutron star. Einstein described the theory of black holes along with his theory of relativity in 1916. The core of a black hole is crushed into a tiny point called singularity. And a supermassive black hole at the center of a galaxy may contain millions to billions of times the mass of our sun. So that's a lot of mass. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope to talk to you soon.